if you're ever going to start a business, you're going to try to make some moves. You're going to get into real estate. You're going to do all these things. You need to make 100 grand first. So you need to get a job. You better save up 100K. So I don't care what you got to do for that 100K. Save 20, 30, 50% of your damn paycheck. Do whatever it takes, but you need 100K liquid to even start jumping in the game.
Here we go.
Welcome to Inside the Hive with Kyle and Brandon. Join us as we explore business, real estate, current events, and personal growth. We dive into the latest trends, offer valuable insight, and share stories. Thanks for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Hive with Kyle and Brandon. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to learn about the successful, high-performing habits of high-performing individuals, their habits, wealth building, things of this nature. I'm going to be asking Kyle 10 multiple choice questions. See if he is as smart as he thinks he is. Hopefully.
I never claimed, by the way, just so we know that, I never claimed to be super smart and knowledgeable about any of this.
I consider you a high-performing individual. So let's see if you're,
I appreciate that. See if I have any of these habits.
If your habits align with the rest of them.
Or I'm just winging it. Just fake it till you make it type of thing. We'll see.
There is a lot of truth to that, too.
Okay, I'm excited.
Fake it till you become it.
There you go.
I read some book about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to dive right into it. Are you ready, Kyle?
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
On?
Okay.
What time do most successful CEOs wake up?
Okay.
We have, I'm just going to give you the options.
We have some options?
Yeah, 5
I can just guess this one.
6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., etc.
Well, you and I sitting right here, I know what time I wake up and what time you wake up. And I'm just trying to think of what's the average. I don't think every CEO wakes up as early as you do. You're a 4:30 guy. I think it's 6 a.m. Not 5. Is it 5?
They're saying 5. They said the majority of successful CEOs wake up around 5 a.m. to get a head start on their day.
Jeez. I always thought that was a little bit of like propaganda or something that everybody's like, every CEO wakes up at 5. I know you're like 4:30 or something like that.
About that 5 mark.
Yeah, about that 5 mark. And I am more of, my alarm goes off at 6:15.
Okay.
So okay. That's good to know. Good to know.
I just read an article this morning talking about this. It was like some guy's like, I'm going to try this out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I don't know, there's a lot of movie stars talking about it and and he didn't seem very impressed. He's like, there's no coffee available at the store. Nobody's up.
I think I saw that too. Mark Wahlberg's, what is he doing? Like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, that's a little much. I mean, you got to be going to bed at like 6 p.m.
Yeah. And the sun's still out.
Yeah.
And so
that's a little much. But 5, 4 or 5. That's
5 is good. I mean, I don't have anything against it.
Yeah.
Tough, but I just, usually it's around that 6:15 mark is where I'm getting.
That's good too. There's like a peacefulness, a tranquility about that early morning. Those nobody's up. You can feel like, hear traffic going and all the energy moving around. So there is some, if you can do it, it's kind of cool, but it's not like this is like a 7-day-a-week thing for me. It's like, I
might have to try it now. I might have to slowly start stepping it back and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, good try on that
Next
one.
I don't think I need the multiple choice either.
Okay. Let's try it. What is a common daily habit among high-performing individuals?
Well, shit. Now it's like you want to have the multiple choice, but no, it's okay. Highly performing habit of individuals, high performing individuals, a daily habit. I think would be writing down a to-do list. That would be like I would think a to-do list every day. If I'm going to knock out 3 things, 4 things of big things, or if it wasn't that for some reason, I think a lot of them work out. I think a lot of people just work out, gym, or walk, or run some sort of exercise.
Yeah.
Those are my 2.
Exercise.
Yeah.
So these are more like personal, but I agree. The to-do is important, but this is more, thinking like their daily, they exercise. Common daily habit in this survey among high performers was exercise regularly.
Yeah, I can see that. Exercise, almost a byproduct of exercise to me is like losing weight or getting in shape. It clears your mind.
Yeah, big time. So it's just as much mental as it is physical.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. So yeah, okay.
Okay, I like it.
Okay. what percentage of millionaires invest in their personal education through courses, seminars, or reading? What percentage?
The percentage? I would say it's almost like 90%. I think it's like in the high, like 90s, because everybody I know that's successful, and I would say successful, I don't know, making $1 million a year or something like that. I mean, they're always improving. They're always reading books, always doing personal growth is almost attached to success. So I would say like 90%.
You're close. This is a little lower, 80%.
80%.
But a significant percentage
Yeah.
of millionaire high-performing individuals invest in their personal education through various
Oh, if you're not growing, you're dying. It is like, that is a commonality between anybody that's successful. And if they don't do that, if they're not trying to personally grow, they must either have so much money that they're past that. They're just like, I'm just having fun now. I don't even care. Like, that's got to be a rare. Yeah. Or they inherit or something weird, because that's just like, yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, but that is just as much a part of it. Okay. Next.
Okay.
How much time do successful individuals typically spend on self-improvement activities daily?
Self-improvement activities daily. I would equate those to your exercise, your reading, catch up with the news. I'm not sure if family time is considered in there, but I would say self-improvement per day around 2.5 to 3 hours. That's kind of like, that's what I would think.
Yeah. They're saying a little less, 1 hour.
1 hour.
But I think maybe it is, I don't know what they're defining self-improvement as.
Yeah.
I would take family out of it probably based on 1 hour.
Yeah. Exercise and reading, just even catching up in the morning is 2 hours.
Seems self-improvement, but maybe that's not what they're talking about. Maybe that's just the reading or that personal growth thing. So they spend an hour a day reading. That's pretty good.
Oh, maybe they don't consider like exercising or self-care.
That was just like a habit that already,
So personal growth and self-care, maybe two different categories.
Yeah, the way they're defining it, you never know. But self-improvement.
Self-improvement. I'm thinking of like my entire self.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. So kind of like educational, maybe courses, things, and spend an hour a day. That's pretty good.
But even just, a course, educational, reading, stuff like that, an hour a day, that makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah. That adds up really quick, right?
That adds up really quick.
I started thinking to myself about that a lot. Like if I just even was a half hour a day diligent, because I'll do an hour or two, but then not do it for a few days. I was just diligent about just reading or taking like courses that we're working on, hour a day, 5 hours a week all of a sudden. Next thing, 10 hours in a couple of weeks. Or 7 hours a week. It adds up quick. So.
Oh, for sure. I've been doing this 13 years with you now, and I'm currently enrolled in a ULI course on underwriting in retail, value-add real estate, just to sharpen skills.
Yeah.
And currently reading Gary Rapport's book on investing in retail, which is a freaking textbook.
Yeah,
it's probably takes you 2 years to read that thing. Trying to chip away at that. So it's, that's right there. I've been doing this a while, still doing it.
Yeah. I'm going to take some notes here too, because I need
to write some of this down.
Okay. Next question. Which of the following is a common investment habit of wealthy individuals? This might
maybe I need some multiple choice for this one. Okay. A common investment habit okay.
Putting all money in a single stock.
No.
Sometimes it can work.
Okay.
Diversifying their investment portfolio, avoiding risky investing, or investing only in real estate.
So this is something where I think I actually might disagree with where I'd like to see the data of where they got these stats from, because I've been around some wealthy individuals before, and there's a difference between what the average person does to get certain money, and then what some people do to get some crazy wealth.
Yeah.
So if you listen to like someone like, say, like a Warren Buffett, he's like diversifying for people that don't know what they're doing. That's a pretty powerful statement.
I agree.
Or a pretty controversial statement, rather, because everybody is diversified. He's like, well, if you know something's going to be a sure thing, why don't you just drop your money into it? And it's hard to argue that, but people that there's a big risk involved with that. Avoiding risk was another one that you said. That is, how can you avoid risk entirely? You'll never make any money. Okay. I've known individuals that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and the only thing they ever invested in is real estate.
Yeah.
We could probably name some guys people know their names, like Grant Cardone or something. That guy's running a $4 billion portfolio. He doesn't even believe in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of different answers to this question. I think the textbook answer of what they're going to say is diversify.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with the stats. I'd like to see the data behind that, because I've seen people drop money in Bitcoin. I've seen people put it in NVIDIA. I've seen people invest in Apple early, all these different things, and made significant wealth.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm going to agree with you. I feel like maybe this is after you've made your money. Maybe then you diversify or something. But I do know people that are extremely wealthy from going all in on one sector or one type of stock or whatever that is. So
exactly. And
I agree with that.
And diversifying is almost like a 401k. Like I know this is another controversial topic, but I hate 401ks. I think that is just a ripoff. I think it's a scam. I mean, 401ks are horrible. You are locking your money in for years and years till you're 55 and a half years old, can't touch it, can't do this, huge tax penalties, huge. You could just take the exact same group of stocks that 401k is investing in and just do it on the side without the 401k. And that's it.
Penalties if you need it.
Yeah. I mean, if your company's matching it, I guess you can kind of see it mentally, maybe put in something, but just, you're not liquid. If you're not liquid, you can't do it. You can't take advantage of situations.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. Probably a much deeper topic to dive down.
Yeah.
I think this survey that I got is very kind of averaged out, a little generic. So I think we could dive into this because I think the next question is the same. So what is a typical saving rate among high net worth individuals?
Probably like 30%. But it's something like 25 to 30% of what they say to save. And they had to break down your rent should only be a certain percentage, your food, your entertainment, this, and they break it down. And they say that you're supposed to save, I believe it was like 20%, but if you wanted to up to 30. So I think it's 20%. So I'll go with 20% of what you're supposed to be saving out of your every paycheck. But again, this is like what they say to the average American what to do.
Yeah.
So if you follow all of these things, you're going to end up with average money. So I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. It's like, what does everybody do? Well, everybody does this. Okay, I'm going to do it too. So you're going to be like everybody else.
These are rules of thumb.
The rules of thumb are bullshit. Yeah. Like, I think.
Because my grandfather would say this too, where, basically save 20% and spend the rest.
Yeah. What actually is the number?
20.
20? Yeah. So everybody's been taught that.
Yeah.
I think
his philosophy was spend money because it puts it back into the economy too. Like make investments, spend your money, buy things because that's what keeps everything moving. Everyone's saving their money all day.
Yeah. Here's a little caveat to that I do want to touch on. If you're ever going to start a business, you're going to try to make some moves. You're going to get into real estate. You're going to do all these things. You need to make $100,000 first. So you need to get a job and you better save up $100K. So I don't care what you got to do for that $100K. Save 20, 30, 50% of your damn paycheck. Do whatever it takes, but you need $100K liquid to even start jumping in the game. So if that's just from experience.
Well, maybe you got
to
bump that up to 50%.
Maybe you're living you do a house hack or something. You're living with 3 buddies. You're doing whatever it takes, but you need $100K.
Get that first 100K.
First 100K, and then after that, now go jump in and make some moves. But yeah, you got to get a regular job. You got to save until you get to that point, and then. But anybody can get there. You can get a regular job. It might take longer than others, but you'll save that money now. Make your move.
I agree. Well, as a guideline. Okay. Next question. How often do successful entrepreneurs or executives engage in goal setting?
100%. If it's less than that, I'd be shocked.
Oh, how often?
How often?
Like it's annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly.
Oh,
daily.
Let's just look at us. We have an annual meeting. We have a quarterly meeting. We have a monthly meeting of everything. We do a weekly traction meeting for our operations. And every single day we have different softwares that tell us what to do and if we're on track. So we're doing it. We're taking our 10-year goal. That's how far out we go. We have a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal, a 1-year goal, a quarterly goal, a monthly things we do. We check in weekly and we have daily tasks. So that's like every day. I would say how often do they check in? It's quarter by quarter, but to the milestones is like every day, every week.
So this is engage in goal setting.
Engage in goal setting quarterly,
weekly.
Okay.
So which we actually are on that. We revisit them weekly.
That's what our traction meeting.
We actually revisit the goals, and you can adjust them.
Yeah.
Which we do have to do that, right?
Yeah. So we do follow the EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System, the books Traction, Rocket Fuel, all that stuff. And we do have a meeting every week. We have our level 10 meeting, and which is, did we accomplish the goals we were supposed to? And the next one.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking like when we have our big quarterly.
But that's a big one. But we actually do revisit them on a weekly basis.
But you're right, we do.
And we're like, that one's like didn't make sense for some reason. Like we're not even doing that anymore.
Yeah.
That's how quickly things change, right? So
yeah, for sure.
So weekly. Goal setting weekly. Set your goals. Well, set big ones, but revisit them.
I'm also a fan of SMART goals. That's a big thing too. It's a specific, measurable, something, time with a time, a restriction, obtainable, all these different things. But those are, you got to be able to, you can't do anything without a goal.
No. It's been good advice that we've carried. Okay. Next question here. What is a common characteristic of the daily routines of high-performing business leaders?
Might need some multiple choice on this one. That's a pretty broad question.
It's an interesting answer.
Common characteristics of daily routine.
A common characteristic of like their daily routine.
Well, I think that their daily routine is a routine. It's the same almost every single day. That's like the point of a routine. People get better. Okay. So I'm not sure what it's exactly asking, but having a routine in general just makes you more productive.
Definitely. So this would be whatever this survey was. It seems to be what a common characteristic that was a thread through this. Long lunch breaks, consistent meditation or mindfulness practice, random work hours, frequently changing routines.
Probably the meditation.
That's the correct one.
Yeah. So I would think that there's different forms of that too. I don't think it's just everybody sitting on a yoga mat in a park, type of thing.
Well, that is like whatever that means to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people think that their gym time is almost their meditation.
Yeah, that could be a big piece of it.
Throwing your headphones in, just going at it, swimming, this and that. Anytime when you're kind of alone, I think is a meditation. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend scrolling through social media as meditation.
No, that's not considered that.
But anything where you're just kind of disconnected for a short period of time, clear your thoughts.
I have seen those. It's kind of contradicting to what you think, but like you think of being active as not meditative, but supposedly working out, running, walking. Yeah. These things are kind of you get the same reaction from them, like spur thoughts or relax from it, whatever that is. So that seems to be kind of correlate to what they're talking about with working out and exercising and things. And this could be part of that too. So
for sure.
Okay. Which of the following is a habit of many financially successful individuals? Got some random questions here. Of avoiding all forms of debt, using debt strategically to invest, never use credit cards, spending more than they earn.
Using debt strategically. So I'm guessing that's the right answer or?
Yes.
Yeah. So using debt strategically is an important thing to get ahead because you're leveraging somebody else's money.
This seems like a theme, like a whole other deep dive topic.
It does.
That we talked about in a previous episode of this where you were asking me questions and we talked about how these startups, fund and not using debt properly, using their life savings, which is like could be their lifeline if things don't work out. Like might as well OPM use other people's money or the bank's money or
100%. And it should be another topic probably, but I can think of multiple times just sitting here talking to you right now. We had clients that use their personal savings instead of debt, and there was loans available. They could have used their stocks or equity in their house, their savings, and leveraged against that to take a loan out. And they didn't, and their business didn't work out.
I mean, the fact that they were over that like first initial $100,000, I mean, had multiple, few $100,000 kind of liquid.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of keep that, or maybe you need a little bit of that as kind of a a commitment to it, but there's options out there for
exactly.
it.
And you want to be cash flow positive from early on. So if you know your debt service is a couple grand a month, you're bringing in this much money, you have a goal, you know what spread. It's a better model, but it goes with anything. I know there's some popular people that have podcasts and shows that say don't ever use debt, but I'm the complete opposite. I think properly using leverage can, just like what it sounds like, leverage you into more wealth, to more profit. So
exactly,
it's very important to learn how to do that. Learn how to do that properly.
Okay, I didn't like the last question here. I'll ask it anyways. But
okay.
But what percentage of their income do millionaires typically donate to charity?
5%.
10%.
10%. Like a tithing, like the church. Everybody's doing that. I don't know if that's.
Not sure who did this survey.
Yeah, I think the survey could be a little off. But I think
that is important. I do
think there's some tax breaks with it. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I think
it's good to give back. Yeah. Find a good charity.
Charity. We worked with a charity one time. They weren't so good. They a lot of charities. When you're a 501c, that's the designation for a charity instead of like an LLC, S corp, so forth. Yeah.
I was thinking what's your thing?
Yeah,
who's the example? But yes.
But a lot of charities donate just a fraction of their revenue, of their proceeds, to the actual charity, and the rest goes to executive salaries. It goes to expansion. It goes to funding or paying off other private companies and things like that. So there's some. You got to be careful. I forgot who was like one of the best charities ever, but it was maybe the Red Cross or something like that.
Yeah, I think I did some research. There's definitely a site out there that you can see all. They have to report like what does their kind of CEO get paid and how much money goes back into the charity. And there were some that they were doing better, where these other ones were kind of quasi for-profit, non-profit.
Exactly.
You got to be careful. But charities I do think it's important.
I think it's important. Charities are great. Pick the right charity. And then make sure it's not.
I'm gonna find that site where because we did some research on this one time.
Actually, we should probably post it when we post this. Post the site to be able to donate to the proper charities.
About what that is,
because there's some awesome ones. So
well, that sums up the top 10 questions of high performing individuals. So hopefully, we took a little something out of that. Kyle, you did pretty good.
That was fun.
Intuitively could think of how they operate or how we operate.
Some new habits to adopt. That's for
exactly.
sure.
And I took some notes on that too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.